originally from South Africa and now taking the UK by storm. I'm joined by two young and fabulous artists, Dan Shaw and Eden Michelle. Thanks for joining us, girls.
Thanks for having us.
How are you ladies doing?
We're good, thank you. Happy to be here.
Thank you for coming through. We're happy to have you. Now, Dan, I'm going to start off with you. We actually went to school together.
Right
Give me
on.
some love. HBC! Now we're syncing. I'm impressed. Tell me, what has the transition been like from the South African market to the international market in the UK rather?
Well, to be honest, we've just done a 2.5-month tour in the USA.
Oh, cool.
And that was also incredibly different to the UK. But South Africa, I wasn't very involved in the music industry here. So I only know the UK and the US. So I haven't had much of a transition, not like Eden has.
Tell me, how did you girls meet?
We met through a music connection in South Africa. A lady that used to teach Eden piano insisted that I meet up with her there because she does production.
And when you say they're over in the UK?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
because I'd come home for a vacation. Okay. And so when I went back to London, I hooked up with Eden, I connected with her, and I heard her production, and I was absolutely blown away.
So your combination, Eden, I'm going to throw it forward to you. Cool. What would you say you bring to the mix, and what is your genre of music? How would you label it, if you could?
I think what's quite cool about Dan's sound, and the minute that I heard her sing, was that I could incorporate a lot of my classical background and the classical elements of what I know into her type of sound, which is pop burlesque. So the two have just like worked really, really well together, and it's portrayed really nicely in the sound.
Pop burlesque, this is a really cool, trendy term. I've never heard this before. Can you describe to me what exactly it is?
I generally explain it to people as a mashup between Adele and Amy Winehouse. So a lot of her songs, as you'll hear in her performance, are really beautiful ballads, but then some of them have this up-tempo sort of burlesque club kind of sound.
Just to clarify, so I fully understand the dynamic here. One produces, one sings. Correct?
So we both sing. Eden does backup vocals, which are amazing. And I usually am doing the lead singing, especially with this group. Eden sings on her own tracks as well with her EDM music. So again, she's not limited to only my, you know. But yeah, and then Eden's a classical pianist. She's been playing piano since 6 years old. And I always love to brag
Which was about 10 minutes ago. You both are very young. This is actually something I wanted to touch on. How have you felt the adjustment process has gone, being as young as you are and entering a space that is highly competitive with a whole lot of pressure? How have you managed to adapt and adjust?
I think the fact that we are young is actually a benefit for us right now, because there's so much going on. We have so many opportunities. Like Spotify has just come to South Africa, whereas we were so used to it being in London. But now having an opportunity to be on digital platforms and have, no matter where anyone is in the world, has access to your music is such a cool thing for us in our generation today.
What do you prefer doing? Do you prefer live performances or recording and putting your music out there for the world to download and enjoy?
Well, for me personally, I love the live performances, especially in the States. We did a thing called Sofa Sounds, and that's basically 60 people in a room intently listening to you. And it just puts respect and love back into music, and the fact that we get to share our stories with people who are willing to listen to it. There's nothing better than putting all that hard work in, putting the recordings out, and then actually having someone to listen to it.
What was it like? Was that your first time performing live?
My first time performing live was last year when I did the launch of the EP in South Africa. I had like 110 people at my house. I'd never sung in front of so many people before, and we did a whole hour set. And it was just liberating, and I was like, this is definitely my passion and my calling in life.
Now, I just want one more big question. I'm sure this is the question that everyone's wondering about. Where do you girls want to go with your careers? What's the end goal? What kind of message, sound would you like to create and put out into the world?
I guess collaborations are always great. So like, I've always wanted to work with Goldfish. So that's like a milestone in my career that I'd like to get to.
Goldfish, I hope you're listening.
Yeah, same thing. The more ears, the merrier. So I'd like definitely Dan's sound to go global, and then in my own sound with EDM to also just get different ears and more ears.
All of that plus a few Grammys, methinks, under your
Absolutely,
belt,
yeah.
which is definitely in the pipeline for you girls. Let's catch up with Dan outside. Thanks, girls.
Thank you.
Thank you.